welcome back to our sixth match here of Group A. My name is Sims, joining me on the desk is Avenger, and the big question on everyone's minds right now is, will Group A have a fourth military circle?
And it's very likely here with this kind of plane we have here. I hope not. I hope we'll see a Western plane around Georgia Pole or something like that. But the plane they have been very rough, and definitely 3 out of 3 military game circles. It kind of throws me back to London, and do you think they've brought the same server back to here, and it's the kind of that server we're playing on for
the OP Rangers patch.
The OP Rangers patch.
Is that what we're going to be calling it?
We could call it that.
I mean, to be fair, I have to give credit to them where it's due. They literally are. There's 1,000,001 storylines you can get into on that front. Like they qualified for their last game, and their last game was literally a military island, and then all the circles were more weighted down towards the south. Yes, you can bring that up and you go into conversation, but they literally said on camera, look, military base is our island. Like the whole of Sosnovka, we dominate it, we know it better than anybody, and if it goes that way, we're just going to completely dump on any single team in there. And you know what? They lived up to the standards, they did well, and they came out on top. You have to adapt to these circles. Yes, they are wild, yes, they are wonderful, and extremely difficult, but, you know, the playing past, Martin, they've not been too rough, perpendicular to where the circles are actually coming in.
No, it hasn't been, and what my eyes see is all of a sudden we have a change. Vitality is splitting deeply over Rushock. Digital Athletics, they're all of a sudden down to multi-power still with this playing path here. Usually they're in Rushock, and we're going to have a nice 50-50 circle with the river in the middle, splitting everything in two, with Se7en also being in, of course, and this is nice. I like this. And the teams are probably clapping right now, and I'm happy to see that Reciprocity have accepted that a cup is not the place to prove a point. Well, it could be a place to prove a point, but I don't feel it's the place to do it. You want to perform. You want to be sure that you get into the grand finals, because that's where the money is. It's only the top 8 that gets prize pool.
I mean, at the moment they're not going to be going there. We've got Red Diamonds with 6 points. We need a home with 8. Reciprocity with 12. M19. Ironically, with 19, and then Unity at 20, 26, 26, and 26 for Knights, RYE and Vitality. CrowCrowd actually stepping it up, a much better performance so far than what we saw during Phase 1 of the Pro League. Doing quite well. They're actually on your screen on your right-hand side. You'll see them just above Roz doing those level 3 kind of towers, if you will call them, the little miniature compound. It's certainly not trash loot. There's enough to be able to go through them all and get enough gear between two of them. There's a couple of little compounds to where they're heading up more towards the north. At the moment on your left-hand side of the screen, you're looking over at North George, Red Diamond, just lingering at the distance over at East Town, West Town, depending which way you look at it. Back through to Hospital. For Besiktas, we'll be aware of where these teams are going to be. One behind you, and then another CIS roster in front of them with AVANGAR. Just in North George. Again, it's home territory for these rosters, so if you've been doing your homework, which you absolutely should damn well have been coming into this one, you'll know where these teams are going to be setting up. Rec, wide split from them. They'll all be on individual loot with their own little mini compounds. Not a big fan of Ruins, but hey, if hacks can make it work and Shiv, fair play to them. Vitality doing through that school and apartment blocks, which just takes me back time and time again to like day one kind of PUBG, where it's always the place to go down, get the apps, look across, see what you can see. Raise your edge. No challenges this time at Yasnaya, which I think you would, and I'll let you kind of expand on this one a little bit, Martin. If you constantly go to a place and you kill the teams there, like forcefully yesterday, they were going after We Need a Home and pushing them out. Yeah. And now they find themselves with lots of breathing room because no one will contest them.
We Need a Home, they found a home now, and they're going to go into Sosnovka. Obviously, the plane was decent for it, and they've been down there now, and they're not going to go back to Yasnaya now. So, back in the day, we've seen Yasnaya being able to be shared. We saw Liquid M19 in the old back days on the competitive patch or competitive settings 3, where they were able to share this. Yasnaya was very nice for loot, so they wanted to go there. But now, they don't want to share it. They want to keep it to themselves. And we've also, in the Phase 1, we saw a lot of kind of circles in this area around the Yasnaya area. It was very good for that. Shiv, though, he's able to just run up onto CrowCrowd here, and he's hearing this. Erangel's coming in. Not sure if he's 100% aware. Oh, he hears the buggy as well, so now he's aware there's 2 vehicles here. He's going to step away from that, and this is 100% just because of this audible. You don't want to take the fight just with these 2 until we have another Reciprocity player close. Hexet, though, is going to pull up. And he's going to be close. He's got an M24 in hand, and he might want to work this compound or do something else. It looks like he's going to be running away from this. It's just based purely that he heard these 2 cars pull up.
There's two negative things going the way of Shiv right now. One, he was going after the compound clearly for gear. Was, you know, there's no reason you're going to be crossing that river. There's no other reason why. He was rocking level 1s as well. He'll hear the vehicles and say, okay, well, they've looted that, so there's really no point in going in for it. You hear 2 vehicles, and for the simple fact that he's all the way in the distance on his own, if he goes down, he's dead. Wrecker losing a player within the first few, whatever it works, sacks, fair player. And, you know, you don't want to be going down in that scenario because there's basically no res. Wreck have lost a few players, like in the games that we've seen where they've not necessarily performed bad or anything, although you wouldn't expect to see them so down the leaderboard at the moment. And it sounds rough to say. We kind of saw it back in Minsk, and we're kind of seeing it here now. In their contender matches, they were smurfing the lobbies. They were literally destroying every single
in the final
person.
stage,
However, I
they
think
were struggling a little bit in the first stage where they were split up. But when they got to the finals, they played very well. I really like to see how they evolve, but it talks to how good they are when they're 4 alive.
Yep.
When they go into this kind of salvage mode with only 2 guys alive, we saw yesterday with Haxeti and Skoom, I believe, who's down in military, they're just playing it low. They can play aggressively like they used to do, but here, an MK14, right for the taking. Whoever's going to cross that bitch is going to be like, oh, I'm just going to check that. It's going to be a full level 3 set and an MK14 with an 8x on it. But yeah, continue our talk here with this Reciprocity. With them having 4 players live in kind of the later stages of the game, they are insane. They are playing so well together as a unit. They're very mechanically skilled players, and they're very good strategists. And it's coming together now. They're going close to the center of the zone here. They're staying on one of the bridges here, and if they stay 4 alive, and we see them 4 alive into the phase 4, into a decent spot, they're going to be racking up a ton of kills. We need a home, though, on the rotation, crossing the western bridge. Na'Vi, they do not like bridge camping, so they're not going to be sitting there waiting for them, even though they saw 2 teams. If they're looking, they saw 2 teams going onto the military base island, so no need for them to sit there, all rotating. And this is the kind of the circle that I love the most, because you have to make a bet. You have to make a bet. It's going to go north, it's going to go south. We're going to take a good spot either for if it goes north, or we're going to take a good spot so we can cross if it goes either way, or we're going to take a good spot in the south. So it's really kind of 3 decisions or 3 choices that you have to make one of them. But Knights also,
I think it's okay, sorry to break off, it's okay saying make a bet which way it goes, but the one thing that we've seen throughout these competitions, and especially at pro level players, some of these players are absolutely geniuses when it comes to, I want to say, map movement and map placement. Yes, there is this level of RNG, and I've said this time and time again. For me, there is a level of management to the RNG. Look what Liquid do time and time again. We see them yesterday. Christ, I mean, they took a good 300, 400, 500 meter split into the latter stages of one of the Miramar maps, where it's 2-2, and that gives you basically an emergency exit option. Should it yoink north or south, you've got players basically posted up at either end to be able to force that and say, okay, well, there's a home. All right, it's difficult to get there. You've still got to run the gauntlet. But when you do arrive here, we've got a foothold already in the map. And yeah, this is one of the IGL nightmares where you say, okay, we have this Georgia Pole to Yaz River that flows all the way across. Which way are you going to go? I think, for me, personally, having a bit of water in the north, at this case, it doesn't make a difference because we're not into phase 4 yet. I'd be banking personally on it going south, and you're looking towards Wreck. They've got options to do either. However, the north in itself, both, because that river, you've also got choke points, which is the next big stage after this. How do you then cross that river? Do you go for the bridges? Do you challenge? Well, watch how this circle does unfold and dictate the state of how this game is going to play out. But certainly, it could throw a curveball unless it goes to the center, and we are going to the north.
We're definitely going to the north here. I could hard-shing and go down to Rojak, but let's just put the basket into it going north. And I like this circle. It's one of the roughest circles. It's one of the circles where you want some of these compounds off the bat. And from the start, Digital Analytics, they're going to be coming in very early. They're going to be able to take the junkyard because they took a northern rotation in over the north of Isna. Here we have Vitality as well. Also on the northern side, already fighting with Tornado Energy. You see the live standings here to the left. AVANGAR with 47 points and 7 with 43. Top is looking very much more linear than I expected. It's the mid pack is very big, all the way down to 19 on 13th place, and up to 7th place. So close still. That's coming back here. More shots coming onto Digital Athletics, and Digital Athletics, they're looking to make a 2-2 split here. They want to take both this gas station here and another spot, the junkyard on the northern side. Simsi though, is going to take down Bestalach. He'll be able to finish him off as well. Now he tried to cross, but shots are coming out. Lux is going to finish off Bestalach. That's a big fragger to lose from Na'Vi.
Nice place to be holding for the time being. Clearly the new teams may opt to go for this very western bridge route and over to the north side of Georgia Point was definitely an option. However, it depends how much you want to commit to this. All right, you've got a point, but you now put yourself basically in a stalemate position where the blue will be encroaching on them soon. They are on the farthest side of the circle. There's the 2 states of mind to be thinking about this one. Whoa, that's a couple of shots. You got to confirm this one. That's the good job about the SLRs. Instantly, any DMR, you can just confirm it. A lot of times where you see players opting for these as opposed to kind of bolt action sniper rifles, the fact that you can just knock and confirm instantly. Watch out for the, I know I keep talking about it, but the bolt action to the later stage of the game. Se7en forced to hit the rock side. One player opts to go over to the blue to try and avoid this fight for Besiktas. They kind of need to get a go on now. Make a move, boys. You've got 2 points. Don't be too greedy. Kamka in the kill feed takes out Bambaki. Skoom goes down as well. No confirmation yet on that one. Hello, Senpai, as we switch over to the POV. Explosions galore. And Skoom is going to be the first victim here for REC. He goes down from a cross angle as well. It's going to be CrowCrowd up in the top corner. Actually, it's CrowCrowd that have got him on this cross platform here. I mean, look at the elevated lines of sight that they have. Drayden gets involved as well. The Knights want to steal this one. Wasn't quite through the smoke. He will have a smoke that's going to be for Skoom's body. Shiv puts him down inside. And Rek, well, unfortunately, the hammer is falling on them from several different angles. How did Set land that one through the smoke? I'll never know. You'll love to see it. They are central circle, and they do have 2 players still standing. One of them in a shack, been in the form of Shiv. So there's potentials here that they could play the late game. We shall see.
Set here with some more shots. Shooting range spot here. I like this. This is kind of the shelter split. CrowCrowd with a nice spread from both sides of the road. So no matter where it goes later, it's going to be in a kind of decent position. And again, roads are for late game, roads are very kind of detrimental to how you have to cross it. It's very flat around the roads. And there's not a lot of cover in terms of natural cover, no trees, no rocks. And the next circle is going to come in slowly here. So we're going to see how these teams, they really going to approach later. It's going to go a little bit south, not a hard shift. It's fairly central, a little bit south, still towards the water. And it's going to jump away from water. So this next circle, the teams already know how the next circle is. It's going to go away from the water in the Rorschach area. So we're still going to have Radio Edge. We're still going to have Vitality, Tornado Energy, Digital Athletics. They're going to be moving in onto the gas station that they had a 2-2 split on earlier. They didn't get punished from that. Desperado here, they're going to be moving into the old spot, the Digital Athletics. They left from the 2-2. They're going to be having kind of an edge position. CrowCrowd, they have 2 players here and still 2 players over on the other side in the shelter area. And now we're going to see teams moving in and trying to get deeper. And Se7en here played a fantastic game just last game. That's when the 2 shots onto Rita. And we need a home. She hit a tree or put the car there for cover. And now going to be staying inside. That's when here with some 6x and a silent. Oh, not a silent, no, it's a compensator on that SLR. That's nice.
Yeah, comp on the back a bit. So be able to do some damage for AVANGAR. I mean, it's Maxi who's so far been the sniping savior. The stuff that he's done has been disgusting. Rita hits the deck. Only a couple. 6 left. Fast Rail says nope. No healing for you. Is anyone around to get the res off? I don't believe so.
No, the 3 guys have already taken the yellow house. Or not the yellow house, they're taking the house further south from her. So she's going to die. Fastra's going to be able to confirm it. AVANGAR still in a decent position. Kind of on the edge, though. And Besiktas, they're going to be coming, and they're pulling up right now. And they're going to be coming into the zone. They're looking to kind of put a spot down. Ooh, this is not good. Need a home. Definitely still in need of a home. For Derek as well. Shots are coming out. Memo has been left kind of somewhat centered in the zone here. Ratio still in a kind of a 2-2 split. They have the crossroad compound, and then they have this yellow building just to the south. Nasus, please. Some more shots. And they're going to be just kicked apart right now here. We need a home. Unfortunately for them.
As you mentioned, with some water being in play, this will be going more towards the north. So this is why you're banking on teams moving away from Rozhok on the opposing side. Let's have a look who's kind of central. Vitality, RYE Reg, Wool. They're actually going to be good again because that circle's going to be moving. That's why they're in this 2-2 split with Chris up front and center. Well, his partner in crime inside the hut. They're looking for Mimo. Potentially going to go down rather soon as he's in the middle of nowhere. Coleman should be able to post this one through the box. Just missing now. Shiv battling for dear life and clinging on. Doesn't go out in 16th. We need to commit to that one. So thankfully for them, I say thankfully, I mean really, there's nothing too much you can do. Like a 15th and 16th place, it's not good when those teams respectively, We Need a Home, are actually in 15th and Wrecker in 14th. That's absolutely brutal, and they need to do some work on Miramar. You can't rest on having a really good game to boost you up there. We're getting on to our final day tomorrow, and basically it'll be the final 4 games, make or break for some of these rosters. Desperados, they're happy. Digital Athletics coming off the back of a win, they're happy. Se7en, they're moving in on the Eastern Embankment, but they have to be careful because there is plenty of teams. The Knights being one of them. Navi also encroaching on their position. It's not open. It's a decent area with a little bit of cover, but still not too much to play with. Besiktas now have to take the fight on your screen. Maxi taking lead point. K98 in the back pocket, goes for the scan now. Should he be able to get up close and personal? He does. Looks at the first one to fall. Ultra goes down back to back. Besiktas just like that. There's 3 players. Maxi, I mentioned over the sniper, finds his head. Tommel, he's going to stand up to the plate here. Takes the challenge. Grenades there, trying to scrape a point or 2 if he can. Snoop it, goes for the run. Beautiful dink. Gets him on the knock. Is staying alive. But Martin, for how long? He's now in the open running grounds, and players have already got his numbers rid. This could be a 14th place for Besiktas.
Not looking good for Besiktas and Tommel. Tommel has to run away from this fight here. Menak stole one of the kills. Sims is going to go down as well. Be confirmed. Tommel now try to run point here. CrowCrowd takes a fight. Nice shot from Hello Senpai onto KA from M19. One of the stand-in players. The lead player is going to be left alone, still outside the zone now. CrowCrowd here with another good kill game. 5 kills so far with still 48 alive. This is a nice split coming in for them, but coming into the kind of the later stage of the game, they're on the northern side and they have to cross the road later. Not looking good here. Lead players can take some shots at them.
This is questionable.
They're forced to stop. This is phase 4, 3 damage per second. They're gonna have to take a fight with them. Oh, Senpai's really gonna be taken down. Menak's and Fastball, they're joining this party and just want to finish it, just mop up the points.
I'm surprised they drove head onto that when they could have used the shack for cover. You know, you do it on the bridges, you drive behind the burnt out vehicles to avoid any oncoming fire and deny line of sight. They could have done the exact same there. Tommel still holding on for dear life. Maxi puts him in the grave though. Back-to-back headshots onto Besiktas. Maxi's a freak with that gun.
Yeah, it's and considering this is not even the bold action patch we're playing on yet, I love to see this from Maxis or Chris as well. There's a lot of players already kind of confirming that they want to do this. This is some nades coming out. Drayden wanted it alone in this compound. They wanted to defend it from Unity. Krend is coming in. He's holding this corner here, Drayden. He's aware. Oh, he saw him. Waiting for this. More nades coming out. He has 5 nades. He needs to just start throwing these left, right, and center. Wanted though. He's forced to stay. They already lost reels. They breached this compound themselves. Now Unity, they are looking to strong-hand it away from them. And strong-arm it away from them. Ooh, this is a nice knock. Drayden confirming one. He's going to be taking down himself, though. Sadovnik, not good. One is going to be left alone here. He's looking to push towards it, but he's going to be finished from another side. It's Se7en. Edelweiss again joining in on the fight. This guy's a nutcase. He's absolutely insane. Very surprising to see Edelweiss to pop off like he has in this strong of a lobby.
You can see they're already continuing to grenade over there, so they don't realize that the last player has gone down again. That's where you need your IGL to say, nope, stop wasting utility. He's dead. Don't commit any more smokes or grenades to it. We need them for the late game, boys and girls. DA still centered. They're happy with that compound. Good pull up from UT to be able to take that for themselves. Maybe you could say that it rests on the Knights who played it a little bit too late. They should have got to Drayden's position much quicker and been able to take the fights rather than being left outside towards the back of the blue. Desperados, again, they've gone on the 2-2 split. The 2 players will come in and follow the backside of them. And they can pretty much get ahead of the game because Set's in the back for CrowCrowd M19, elite player, last man standing for them. RYE Reg. They're going to hit that little side compound, so they'll have something to play with. Up in the woods, though, plenty of cover. And AVANGAR, they're just got to be careful. The one thing that we used to see from the old Vitality that was extremely strong at, I would say, and we saw it many, many times, was their commitment to a call. So if you said, okay, it's time to clean out the players on the backside, you'd see them as a 4-man stack just go in, sweep out, brush it alive, and then work their way back forward. So AVANGAR need to be really careful that Vitality just don't encroach on their position, completely destroy them, and then rotate back to where they came from. They will be making a lot of noise with all these guns just from the woods. Provided as Varian's keeping an eye line and keeping tabs on Vitality, it should be okay. Edelweiss looking across. Silence Mini does the job, excuse me, SLR, my mistake. Kravik sees him, looking for the comfort, doesn't realise he's through the smoke, goes for the vehicle, see if he can get off the back. Oh, it was actually a Mini, that's my bad. I was looking at the kill feed.
Oh.
Completely stupid.
Shots. Se7en. Still pushing onto these guys. Lost here with some shots, doubling with the fight. SLR versus Mini. Mini has the higher travel speed on the bullet, but they're looking to work here. Edelweiss with a kill.
Vehicle just goes wandering off on fire.
Yeah.
Scoom intensifies.
Oh, Unity is going to be taken down. That is crapping at Se7en. And Edelweiss, these guys are pushing, and I'm so happy to see these guys really do well. M19 has been found. It's Calvin Klein with the AWM to the headshot. Beautiful Death now is joining the fight here onto Se7en. They're third-partying this fight after they just mopped off these players. Ooh.
So this is the point of entry now for Se7en. One man's fallen and there's no way you're going to get him back up. You can see Kravik's just going for any remnants of gear, grenade, utility, whatever they can do. Digital Athletics get finally mopped up. I'm surprised that they're overextended to that point when they're holding a compound. Why extend 2 players out into the open? You've just lost 50% of your man capacity going into this circle, which basically, actually, with the man advantage now in the form of Se7en, if Se7en commit to this compound, if they have the smokes to get up close and personal to it, which they may not because we've still got this AWM kicking ass and taking names by Calvin Klein in the kill feed, something may have been able to happen. How much more damage are you going to do to Se7en? He is just bodying them from across the map.
Very nice play here from Calvin. Oh, this circle is going to shrink. It's a 50-50 on either side of the road. It's going to be really rough. And what a great circle for Desperados, especially in this kind of area where the road is such... This is a nutty angle.
He's dirty.
This guy is so insane. He's such a good player. He's second in terms of damage right now, Edelweiss. I'm just so happy to see this guy play this well.
I like it when we see these individual contender players who just are disgustingly good.
Yeah.
Then everyone in Pro League's like, maybe I should play better because my position doesn't look as safe as it was before.
Yeah.
Grenade will hit the stairwell. It's probably going to go for the window. If he gets through a window behind a wall, I'll be rather impressed. Fails for a second time round. Now you've...
Another nutty angle. He's like, oh, I'm going to sneak.
I'm going to be careful.
Leave the inside.
Waste.
Oh, that's
that one went in. That's in.
Yep.
Okay.
And now they're going to push.
They have to push now. It's simple as that. Mert's going to hold the angle, but if 2 of them do collapse on him, then they can just do the shoulder peek, which we did.
Meanwhile, fight here with Tornado Energy and Vitality. Vitality saw a few knocks on Tornado Energy, and they pushed up on that. So on pushed on this ridge, they have to push. None of them are inside the new circle, and it's going to start moving, or it is already moving here. 1 minute and 30 seconds until it's closed completely. So they do not have a lot of time to fight, and they need to finish off this quickly as possible.
Still got the huge Vitality versus Tornado Energy Storm, which is just uphill. Mert wants to try and get involved in that one. Bullets come flying back. You give away your position, they'll happily lay down. Nade's going up and over Compot. Getting rather close and encroaching on Vitality's position. If they do come over that hill, they'll be getting a face full of lead. He just waits, staring down the red dot sight, I would assume. That nade, though, from his teammate might be a little bit too close. It's gone over. It's done more damage as well. There's one. Confirms through. Where's the second ring in the back? It doesn't matter. Nade, job done. It's actually Max who gets involved for the end of it to steal one of them. And because all that's been going down, AVG have given away their position. AVANGAR now might fall to the demonic hands of this Mini. Several players just batten down their hatches and potentially stop them getting any further in this one. Speaking of not getting any further, CrowCrowd, they're gone in 7th place.
Edelweiss found another one at set. He was hiding inside the zone. Fast rail and the guys from Ratio Edge there into the top 6 here. Calvin Klein has found them already.
Still doing damage.
He's just insane. Look at this. Oh, get the car. No. Oh, we needed that for cover. Now it's just rolling away. We're not going to need that anyway. Smokes are off. We're going to take some shots on Aspirin. This is going to be down. It's going to be confirmed as well. One more shots. Noctiv's going to go down as well. Melman is popping off. Maxis also going to return on Melman, but he's going to be found. And Tornado Energy here surviving this fight with 3 guys alive.
Yeah, the last one will be left to the blue. We've only got basically a bit of ground and a smoke to play with. Desperados, though, the range on them at the moment is kind of disgusting. You got one player with an M24 And one rock in the AWM. Mert with potentially the
Look at this angle.
luckiest angle. He's actually stood in a bike. So this is a level 9,000 IQ player. Will prop the bike up and use it behind a wall and basically give himself a little turret.
I love this. Edelweiss did not commit onto the push onto them. Menox though is going to find Kamka. Meanwhile, oh, nice nade from Fastrail. Finishing off Kampa, knocking Compound now.
And a steal.
Oh, steal from Mert. Look at this. Look at this cheeky angle.
It's
8 kills on Ratio Edge though. Looking to have a good game. This is just, well, he's just going to die there. He's going to try to get some kills. Ooh, headshot onto him
the thing
though.
is though, you can also hide and deny, you know, rather than just dying somebody
nice nade
else.
from Kolementa. It's going to finish off Edelweiss. Se7en is going to go down.
You can heal through it and just play for placement.
Ooh.
Oh, someone actually managed to get him?
He popped, so they popped the tire on the bike, so he fell off, and then they shot his feet.
That's
That's nice.
actually disgusting.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Well, from one good angle to one good player to remove him from that point. Raise your edge, 4-man stack. I believe, is this 2 4-man teams, Martin?
Yes, it's a 2 4-man teams. Ratio Edge with 9 kills so far versus Desperado. And this is Calvin Klein. He still has the AWM, but I'm not sure he has more shots for it. Oh, he does. He still have it in hand. This could be an interesting fight. So far, Ratio Edge, they definitely have the upper hand in this. There's a lot of open space towards this that you see here with the overhead view. There's only a few trees to work with. The center is close to this tree we see just off to the left, or it's actually the center is very close to the drop that we are close to that Fastrail is going to be running for. There's not a lot of cover, a little bit of terrain differences here, but so far, Ratio Edge, they definitely have the upper hand here. Chris on the back edge, making sure that he can get some of these shots towards them in a different angle.
That's the only thing Desperados really have going for them, is the fact that the topography kind of levels off where they are, so it gives them a bit of a plateau to back off and deny line of sight from any of their heads. Chris has gone perpendicular to like 90 degrees to them.
Oh!
But that doesn't matter as I say that. Calvin Klein finds his face, puts him in a grave. There's no res there, so they've initially just removed 25% of the players from their team.
5 shots left. Yeah, 5 bullets left.
I'm going to say, because we hadn't heard him just like been stupid.
Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, he's a fragger. He's a ranger, is that kid? He's not been, I mean, you mentioned over it, okay, you do get limited amounts of bullets with the 300, so you have to be very, very cautious. But he's not been just, we haven't heard it ringing in the background, making loads of noise, which means he's been very careful and not to waste them. Now they'll have to take the fight head on. Fake will take the lead at the pack. Tau Zero giving the off angle to cover just the back of the ridge.
Oh, finished off with a headshot as well, just for the style points. Shots are coming in. Fake with the off angle here, and they're working on it.
I'm assuming these are his pre-smokes.
9 nades. He has 9 nades.
Okay, mortar time
Red
then.
zones.
Just a full bombardment here.
Red zones, engage Red zones team. Fake is going to take this tree. They have this ridge to work with, raise your edge, but I don't see them utilizing it. They have to take this stance aggressively. They want to make sure to keep this aggressively. If Never take some shots though on Tausera. Fake is taking the angle on this tree here.
I suppose with all these nades as well, this is basically forcing their attention towards Calvin Klein's angle, which is now actually allowed Fake and Tau Zero to get into a better position, basically at the tree, and just hold them and pin them back, because they know that those players have to move. They put bodies directly in front of them to basically just let the blue do the work. Fast Rail will hit the deck. That nade is in. Tickles Menox. That one should finish him.
Tickle him off. No more smurfing from Menox. Fake's going to be found though. Turning onto Nemorith here. Fake is going to take down Nemorith, and now we got just down to Fastrail. And that went extremely quickly. And this is the Desperado we love to see. What a great play from them.
Is this the first team to do 2 wins this week so